What is going on, guys? Insane Juggernaut back with another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different, man. This is something I want to do for a long time, so I'm pretty excited about this video. But I've had guys ask me to do this video in the past, and I said, you know what? The new update is coming in a few. This is a video that's not going to be outdated because no matter what year mammal it is, you can diagnose coverages. So it's something that's going to be useful to everybody for this year and as the reset approaches. But I'm gonna make a video discussing how to read coverages in Madden Mobile. So get your popcorn ready, man. Get your notepad, your notebook, whatever. Take some notes, man. Feel free, or just sit back and relax, man. Hopefully we'll have a pretty nice video, man. Somebody finds what they're looking for. But we're just gonna play some league drives. I'm just gonna show you kind of my methods of reading coverages, and let's get into a drive without further ado. Before I go any further with this video, I want to make a couple of notes. This video is going to be made on a play-by-play basis. Countered plays will be removed from the drives that I do because I just want to show you guys how I read the coverages. So a lot of plays are going to be edited out, and it's going to be a lot of talking through like single plays because we're just showing you guys how to read certain coverages. So it's not about this being like a cohesive drive. This is just kind of like single plays that I'm singling out that kind of show what I want to show you guys, and that's how to read coverages. So just want to make that note. And not really going to be picking like the craziest money play. Just going to be picking plays that are easy to read, i.e. curl flats, i.e. trip strong flood. Those are like the easiest plays you can read. So let's go curl flats first. Simplest read in the book, baby. There are 3 steps to reading coverages. Step 1 is pre-snap diagnosis. Pre-snap, I noticed that no guy slid out to cover Jimmy Graham. This linebacker usually slides out in most coverages. What that tells me is Von Miller is most likely playing a cover 2 zone. So pre-snap, I'm already thinking this can only be a couple of coverages. It can be cover 2 or it can be cover 4. We can thunder smoke, which is another reason why he'd be right here, because this safety would come down if it was thunder smoke. So we know it's not a 6-man blitz, and we know that Von Miller is not playing flats or man coverage. So Von Miller has to be playing a hook zone, right? There's only 2 coverages that have a hook zone, and that's going to be either cover 2 or cover 4. So the thing about curl flats, most guys that you see use curl flats in Madden Mobile videos, they do force it to the curl routes. When I see a cover 2 versus curl flats, I don't throw to the flat or the curl. What I have to do is I buy time, and then I throw it to Dorsett on his route. So whatever I have to do, scramble, keep going back 20, 30 yards, whatever I have to do, I never throw the curl route, and I never throw the flat route against cover 2. And here's the reason why. This cover 2 linebacker, both of these cover 2 linebackers cover a lot of ground. Sometimes you can get that ball in there to the curl route, but some of the times it's going to either get challenged or it's going to get picked off. So to make the best read, you have to throw it to Tony Dorsett. Step 2 is actually reading the coverage once you snap the ball. Now, when you snap the ball, obviously pre-snap we feel is going to be 2 high safeties. You want to see whether it's 2 high safety or 1 high safety. And what that means is, are both safeties backpedaling at the start of the ball, or is one safety backpedaling towards the middle and another safety going towards the flats? Whenever you see 1 high safety, it can only be cover 1 or cover 3. If you see 2 high safety, it can be cover 4, cover 2, or cover 2 man. So there's 5 different basic play coverages that you're actually going to be looking for once you snap the ball. And then the last step to reading coverages is progressions. So what's number 1? What's number 2? What are your options when you see the coverage that you want to proceed against? So obviously pre-snap, we're thinking this is cover 2. Cover 2, our reads are Dorsett is number 1, and number 2 is throw the ball away. Those are our only 2 options for curl flats against cover 2. Now, if this ends up being a cover 4, which it could possibly be cover 4, we never know, then our flats are Gronk is 1, Jimmy Graham is 2, Dorsett is 3, and throw the ball away is 4. Because obviously against cover 4, we wanted to go to the flats. So then Gronkowski would be our number 1 read. So we're about to snap the ball, guys, and we're going to see which coverage it is. If we assume it's cover 2, let's see which coverage it is. And it is in fact cover 2. So we wait for Dorsett. And as you can see, we get a completion there. Gonna go ahead and turn off the notifications to get right back, so hold on. So as you saw in that last play, we successfully diagnosed that we would be up against a cover 2 defense before the ball was snapped. That's just a little bit of gems that I can kind of drop on you guys, that you can really tell which coverage you're going to be facing before the ball is even snapped. Everything in Madden Mobile you can do can be for a purpose, and it can help you gain an advantage over the Madden Mobile defense. So that was just kind of a quick, insight into how I diagnose coverages pre-snaps and my 3-step method to beating most coverages. The next play is trips strong flood, and everybody runs trip strong flood. It's an amazing play. The first thing you notice pre-snap is this linebacker slides out. Like I said, linebacker is gonna slide out for a reason. When linebackers slide out, this is in real life and this is in Madden Mobile, they're sliding out for one of 2 reasons. 1, they're playing the flats, or 2, they're playing man coverage. It's never in between there. He's got to be sliding out for a reason, because it's got to be because he has to cover a certain amount of ground. He can't cover that ground standing in the middle of the field. That's why he slid out. So he either slid out because he's playing flats or he's playing man coverage. So with this information that we're armed with, we know that it's going to be a cover 4, cover 3, or it can possibly be a cover 2 man. So in this case, if it is a cover 2, then we're throwing the ball to Gronkowski. Sorry, if it's a cover 2, we're throwing the ball to Jimmy Graham. If it's a cover 3 or a cover 4, we're throwing the ball to Gronkowski. Those are the only 2 reads, man. And if it's man coverage, we're either going to go Graham or we're going to go Dorsett. So the way it's going to be read is, if it's cover 2, Jimmy Graham is number 1. If it's cover 3, Rob Gronkowski is number 1. If it's man coverage, Jimmy Graham is number 1 and Tony Dorsett is number 2. Those are only 3 coverages it can be after our pre-snap diagnosis. So when the ball is snapped, we're going to look to see if it's 1 high safety or 2 high safety, and we're going to make our reads based on that. 2 high safety is man coverage. That was a cover 2 man, and that was one of the coverages that we said could possibly be diagnosing it pre-snap. And we make the correct read, and we hit Jimmy Graham for a 15-yard gain. The next play we called is bunch flanker dive. And one thing about bunch flanker dive, man, when you get into a bunch formation, it's much easier to read. Look at this cornerback right here. This cornerback is pressed. Everybody is lined up in front of their guy. This has to be a cover 2 man. Now, it can usually be situations where it is a different coverage. Like, actually, no, it's usually always cover 2 man. But you want to read it just in case, because I could be wrong about that diagnosis. But pre-snap, my idea is that I'm against a cover 2 man. And in that case, Mike Evans is definitely my read. So I'm reading Mike Evans to Jimmy Graham. That's my read. So if it ends up being a different coverage, we're going to read the safeties every play either way. Then we will adjust our reads methodically. But pre-snap, we think it's cover 2 man. So we're reading Mike Evans 1 and Jimmy Graham 2. It's cover 2 man, but it was a counter. But that's a good example there, because you guys do see that we did successfully diagnose pre-snap that was going to be cover 2 man, and that the drag route is definitely the right read in that situation. The next call is weak eye deep curls. I love weak eye deep curls, man. It's a very underrated play, and you can do a lot with this thing, man. So pre-snap, looking at the formation, it can be anything because when you come out in a formation like this, you don't get many tells pre-snap. So that's an unfortunate thing about calling like single back, two back formations. You don't really get anything pre-snap. But if it's a cover two, we're gonna read Mike Evans to Tony Dorsett, and whatever the cornerback takes, then we're just gonna throw to the other guy. If it's man coverage, obviously we're reading both of the curl routes. If it's anything other than man or cover two, then we're going to spot throw this thing to Gronkowski. One high safety, man coverage. So once we diagnosed that it was one high safety, we looked down to Deion Sanders to see if he was following Mike Evans, and he indeed was. And that allowed us to successfully diagnose a cover one man coverage. And that allowed us to make the read for the curl route and get a good completion there. The next play we're going to showcase to you guys here is Tripp's corner strike. The first thing we seen pre-snap was his linebacker shift out. That's a telltale sign that you're either against a man coverage or that this linebacker is playing the flats and you're against a cover three or cover four. Like I said, you want to look at these safeties to see if it's going to be too high or one, and that really helps you make your diagnosis, man. So make sure you guys use that tip as you're reading coverages. But see a linebacker out, he's either playing man coverage or he's playing the flats, which means is that Jimmy Graham is either going to be your read or it's going to be man coverage, and you're going to be reading Mike Evans or Corey Davis, depending on which one you want to throw to. Mike Evans is more high risk, high reward. Corey Davis is cheaper. So let's see what we see once he snapped the ball. One high safety, man coverage. That was a cover one coverage there. That's why you want to read the safeties. Safeties really give you a good indicator, man. I'm telling you, read those safeties. We read the safeties. One safety comes down to play man. The other safety goes to the deep middle. So telltale sign that it's a cover one man when we look down and then we see man coverage. So that helps us to get a completion there. The next play we're going to showcase to you guys here is Tripp's corner strike. The first thing we seen pre-snap was his linebacker shift out. That's a telltale sign that you're either against a man coverage or that this linebacker is playing the flats and you're against a cover three or cover four. Like I said, you want to look at these safeties to see if it's going to be too high or one, and that really helps you make your diagnosis, man. So make sure you guys use that tip as you're reading coverages. But see a linebacker out, he's either playing man coverage or he's playing the flats, which means is that Jimmy Graham is either going to be your read or it's going to be man coverage, and you're going to be reading Mike Evans or Corey Davis, depending on which one you want to throw to. Mike Evans is more high risk, high reward. Corey Davis is cheaper. So let's see what we see once he snapped the ball. One high safety, man coverage. That was a cover one coverage there. That's why you want to read the safeties. Safeties really give you a good indicator, man. I'm telling you, read those safeties. We read the safeties. One safety comes down to play man. The other safety goes to the deep middle. So telltale sign that it's a cover one man when we look down and then we see man coverage. So that helps us to get a completion there. The last play we want to showcase the reads for to you guys is strong eye pay tight end corner. Strong eye pay tight end corner may be the easiest play to read in Madden Mobile history. It's so easy to read, man. But the general consensus of the reads here is if it's a cover three, you're going to throw the girly all the way. If it's a cover two or a cover one, if it's cover three or cover four, you're throwing the girly. If it's cover two or cover one, you're throwing the Gronk. Simple as that. So you look at the safeties pre-snap and make that decision. Too high safety, cover two. And I'll tell you guys, I actually knew that was cover two pre-snap because that linebacker in the middle blitzed, and when the Mike is blitzing, is really only ever cover two. because there's not many other coverages where the Mike can blitz and everybody else can recover. Cover 2 is one of them, so that's how I could diagnose cover 2 there. I hope you guys enjoyed what I did here with you guys. A little different from the usual league drives I throw up daily, so thought it would be something cool to kind of show you guys my process for reading defenses. Just to recap, there's 3 steps to me reading each and every single defense that I see on every snap, not including counters, just on uncountered plays. Step 1, pre-snap diagnosis, looking at what the linebackers are doing, how the cornerbacks are lined up, etc., etc. Step 2, what the safeties do post snap. Look at the safeties to indicate whether it's 1 high safety or 2 high safety. Once I make that judgment, I can look down at the corner or see what the corner is doing, and then I instantly know what the coverage is. Step 3, my progressions. I have a set progression for each coverage I could possibly encounter. Once I encounter that coverage, I have to make those progressions to go with that coverage. So those are 3 steps for me diagnosing coverage, and hopefully you guys can become better at diagnosing coverages pre and post snap, and it can help you guys be more efficient driving down the field. Anyways, it's been your boy Insane Juggernaut for another video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. It means the world to me when you guys are liking and commenting on my stuff, man, and I'll be putting out more content soon. So see you guys soon. Peace.